I think I'm live, but no comments. Guys, please let me know, or I will freak out. Okay, I'm a bit confused at the moment, but I will shoot you a comment. Oh, thank God. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So looks like there is a bit more than 1 minute delay. Sorry for talking for 2 minutes about confirming the sound quality, but I guess we can start. So hello everyone, thanks for joining me on today's third on-page roast webinar, and I will start with a short recap of the previous episodes. So in the first episode, I analyzed 3 pages that you shared me. So that was prepared analysis, finding issues and potential solutions. The second one was 100% live, because I randomized all the pages that you sent me and analyzed 10 of them in less than an hour. So it was like 5 minutes per analysis. So that was a quick one. And today we will do a little bit different. So today I will analyze 4 keywords that you see on my screen. It's growth hacking, sales funnels, email marketing tool, and A/B testing. And I will look for some high authority pages in there to see if they utilize their potential, and look for potential issues and solutions in there. That will be the first step of the webinar. And in the second part, we'll go through the May 4th update, because I have done some analysis, some calculations, and got pretty cool results. So I will share it with you, and then we will clump it with Q&A session. Any topic is fine. It can be about the update, it can be some of your pages to analysis, whatever you like. So for everyone who joined us right now, that's the third on-page roast. My name is Michał Suski, and let's get started. So those 2 keywords on the top, we'll start with them, with A/B testing and email marketing tool. But before we start, I will tell you that those 2 keywords are more into guest post efforts, and sales funnels and growth hacking will be more about the content marketing on your own domain. And as you know, it is a lot of effort to do keyword research, to write an article, to do an edits, to publish it. And when it's guest posting, is to find the opportunity, make it all work, and make it the article published. It is a lot of work, but if you want to add to the stack the on-page optimization, so the research in a data-driven mode, then you may lose a lot of potential from the efforts taken. So let's start with the A/B testing and briefly look at the pages based on the estimated traffic for the domain. So I will turn off the averages, select the estimated traffic, and see who is ranking there. So we have Wikipedia on the top, so we'll start with excluding them. We have Facebook, okay, so they have to go. Support Google.com, they have to go as well. And now we see a bit better of who is ranking in here. And I am looking for the Forbes page, because as you can see here, they generate tons of traffic. Their domain is huge, and when I checked their keywords, they rank for keywords around marketing. Forbes articles were pretty often in the top 10, top 20, while this article is ranking on position 41. Even the domain is much stronger than the pages in the top 10. So they are literally um, like a, they are really tiny comparing to the Forbes. So why is this Forbes not ranking higher, as the article targets the keyword really well, like it is about A/B testing. So let's take a closer look and run a quick audit against this Forbes. So the first thing you see is that the article is really short. So comparing to the others, maybe not the best competitor, VWO.com, since they are a bit outliers, but comparing to Optimizely, Crazy Egg, HBR, Org, and HubSpot, our article is much shorter. It's 2 to 3 times shorter than the others. And imagine that you put a lot of money or a lot of effort in getting the opportunity to post on Forbes.com to get a backlink or to get a PR, and you don't provide the most comprehensive article, and you don't provide the article that is world-class optimized. That's huge waste of potential comparing to other keywords that Forbes domain can rank, even in the marketing niche. So let's quickly take a look at the terms that it is missing. So of course it targets the main focus keyword A/B testing, and the optimization is done properly in here. But if we take a closer look to the more contextually relevant keywords, to some keywords that will make the article comprehensive, we will see quite a lot of missing elements. Like the most common A/B test is the button color. Almost everyone talks about why it's not the best A/B test. It's the easiest example you can talk about, and it's missing in here. Like a marketing campaign, landing pages, testing tools, running tests, making a social proof. So it's missing so many essential elements of the article that should cover the A/B testing, that I'm really amazed how like, for sure it's well written, for sure it has the right angle and it provides value, but it is missing this SEO touch to it. And I'm 100% sure that if it covered those terms like A/B testing in product descriptions, running tests, testing tools, that's actually on the page, but like you see tons of zeros, like conversion goals, target audience, confidence level, body copy, that's all missing. So you make like this one, you make a marketing decision based on the A/B test, and that sentence is also missing. So looks like there was no data-driven analysis to writing this blog post. And if the blog post was ranking the top 10, it would bring much more value to the owner. So let's take a look at the page. Maybe we should have start with it. So it's basically an article about A/B testing, really short. It has a backlink to the author. So for me, it's like chasing for the PR and for the backlink from Forbes, but the article doesn't bring that many potential advantages to the SEO of the domain as it could when it's not ranking the top 10 or at least top 20. So well, that's good piece of content for sure, but it's missing SEO. So if I was about to write on Forbes, I would put like 50% of my time on writing the article that will rank as high as possible. And with the Forbes domain, it could rank even top 3 since it's that strong. So well, I wanted to show you that even with a weekly, even with weak optimization, you can get a decent ranking with a strong domain. But if you would do it really with the numbers and follow those recommendations, this article would rank much higher and be evergreen. So this article basically, I think it's dying right now, since probably the author pushed some traffic through his channels. Maybe some people visited it when it was somewhere high and in the prominent place of the Forbes.com, but after the publication, it won't generate almost no traffic through search engine, and that's the main issue. So it could be evergreen, it could drive traffic, it could pass a lot of link juice, while now it's just another metric in Ahrefs. You can follow that, okay, this guy has a backlink from Forbes, but is it that strong? Is it that strong backlink? I don't think so, because the article doesn't rank so well, especially using this kind of domain. So I have another example in the same area. So let's take a look at the email marketing tool. Of course, we see the correlation with length, but it's not a matter of this case. So let's take a look at the search visibility and the traffic to find our candidate for the analysis. And I know that it is somewhere here. Yes, it's here. It's inc.com. It's another kind of a guest post, like you see here. It's written by the founder of a tool. He has a backlink in the first paragraph. Sounds like good practices, guest posting. The content is well written, it contains resources, it contains those 10 best tools for email marketing. That's great, but the domain is one of the strongest in the whole stack. Only the pcmac.com is stronger. So I'm 100% sure if the content was optimized properly and was long enough, it would be ranking much higher. So the efforts put in acquiring this opportunity to put a blog post on inc.com would be like, it's a wasted potential, right? So I'm ranking only 23, while I could be top 3, top 5 with the top optimized content. Like if I put 10 hours in writing an article and another 10 hours in doing outreach and acquiring opportunity to post there, I would put another 10 hours on optimizing it to rank as high as I can. But in this situation, it's not the case. It's not the case here, because the page is not so well optimized. So let's take a look what's wrong with it. I will quickly check the length, but yeah, it's like rather longer forms in here. Let's find the INC, and you see it's one of the shortest page in the whole stack. So one of the strongest, but one of the shortest as well. Again, auditing, and as you can see, well, it's almost all red. So many reds, but let's take a look at the length, right? Okay, there is a MailChimp. Let's exclude them, because MailChimp.com is not the type of a blog post in here. They are ranking because they are marketing tool, email marketing tool. So let's exclude MailChimp because they doesn't fit. So again, 7 best, 10 free, 25 best, 10 best, and 30 best. So we fit in the top 5 now with this article. Way too short content, way too short. I wouldn't compare to the Sprout Social. I would rather aim higher. So my goal would be to at least 5K long article in here. Exact keywords? Well, no exact keywords at all on the page. While Sprout Social or Venture Arbor, they are pretty stuffed, and that would be the level of that would be the density that I would aim for while writing this content. So like no exact in H1, no exact in title, so definitely it's not well optimized. Well, it's written correctly because it has some contextual relevant words, it has some partial keywords, but still one of the lowest values for the density as well in here. So, well, page speed doesn't matter when we have one of the strongest domains in the stack, right? So let's take a closer look at the missing phrases, because you will be amazed on what this article is missing. Like, can you imagine that the article that is ranking 16 on email marketing tool is missing a term email marketing campaigns, that is missing email marketing tool, that is missing email marketing tools in plural, like the templates, landing pages, best email marketing probably tool stands next to it. Well, email lists missing, campaign monitors missing, email marketing software also missing. So this content is really shallow. This content for me is like, okay, I have an opportunity to write for inc.com. Okay, so well, I will grab a coffee and do an article about email marketing tools, and probably that's how this article was written. But if it was written, for example, in our content editor, it would smash the top 10 for sure. Like, if it can rank 16 without using exact keyword in the content at all, which is really high competitive keyword, and let's take a look at the charts, how they are using exact keywords. 22 times, 5 times, or at least once, or even 51 times, it's not penalized, while we have 0 times. That's really a big problem. Another, missing common words and phrases. So we are ranking 16, missing almost 400 of those, while the best competitors are on a much better level. They are missing almost nothing. So this article is missing relevancy for the topic, and again, and still ranking so high that it really confused me how Google could rank it that high while it's missing so much. Let me find it again. Yeah, oh, even 23. I don't know why I was saying 16, but it doesn't really matter. Ranking 23, right? And missing so many things. So if you have a high authority domain, if you have an opportunity to write for this kind of domain, then it's really a massive problem when you do not tackle SEO optimization, because you are wasting a lot of potential of the domain. It could bring you leads, it could bring you traffic, it could bring you credibility from this traffic and leads, and the backlink would be much stronger. Like, I asked once Matt Diggity what is the best backlink when I'm trying to rank, for example, email marketing tool, and he told me that Google already decide where is this best backlink, and this best backlink is on the page that is ranking number 1 for this keyword. So if we are about to write a guest post, we have to make as much as we can to put the guest post in the top of the results, and missing even basic optimization, even using an exact keyword, targeting the right keywords and using them in the content, that's so basic, then, well, I have no words to comment that really, because for me it's a really huge waste of potential. So to wrap it up, the guest posting, really make sure that you do your best to push the post to the top, and even basic optimization using a strong high authority domain can make it happen. So definitely include at least a tiny bit of data-driven analysis into the guest posting, not only optimizing your pages, but into the guest posting as well, to get the best out of it. So that's the summary for it, for this part, for the guest post parts. So do your best, optimize the article, don't waste the potential, and don't waste the opportunity on which is writing on a really strong domain. That's really a huge thing, and I want you to remember that treat your guest posts like it was a content placed on your domain. Really, that would be my final advice on this. And let's move on. Content marketing that is done on your own page. So I have two examples of really high authority domains that are, well, not so well optimized, really. So let's start again with the search visibility to estimate those high quality domains. Forbes again, you see, sales funnels 17. We could roast again the Forbes, but I have a different example. Okay, we have HubSpot, but I was about to analyze the Salesforce, since sales funnels and Salesforce, this is really a complementary keyword. We could analyze the HubSpot, but I have HubSpot in another example. So Salesforce, almost the strongest except entrepreneur.com. So HubSpot is almost the strongest domain in here. In the top 13, they are third. So they have a lot of authority, they have credibility to rank high for this keyword, but something is wrong. So let's take a look at the audit. Again, the audit is the best friend. We are running really fast, quick analysis on the webinar, so I'm not digging into the charts that much, but let's take a look at the Salesforce article audited. So they target the head term pretty okay, it's all good, but all the contextual, all the relevant terms that they are missing. They are missing. Sales funnels, that's okay. Sales funnel, that's okay. But the sales process is under optimized. It's mentioned only once. Like a bottom of the funnel, 0 times. Sales funnel stages, strongly under optimized. Marketing the content, customer journey, that's the term I would really, that would be the first term I would include in the article about the sales funnels, is the customer journey, to understand it, and the article is missing it. So again, conversion rate, the case studies, buying decision. For the sales funnel, buying decision is really important thing. So those keywords sound to me like the author probably provide really quality information in here. Let's take a look at the page. How does it look like? Okay, we have basic article, we have some screenshots, we have quotes, we have resources, we have charts, we have some infographics, but it's missing this SEO. This SEO thing is missing in the article. I know that there are many ways to skin a cat, and there are many ways to say something, but if you are not using the right words to share your message, then Google will have trouble understanding it. And this article for sure took a lot of time to be written, edited, published, pushed through mailing, social, and so on, but it was missing an hour of optimization. And this is why one of the head terms for the Salesforce is not in the top 3 or in the top 5. They have a credibility to rank, they have everything to rank, but they don't have this tiny link which would make this article comprehensive and easy to understand for Google. Like, okay, sales pipeline is mentioned, but word of mouth, customer base, marketing funnel, those are essential things to use. They are even NLP entities, which just should be treated like words that are really meaningful to the article, as Google says. So, well, again, tons of effort put into writing, editing, research, and so on, but zero effort put into optimization. But optimization not only for the exact keyword, it is easy, but the optimization for the whole set of keywords. The times where you could keyword stamp your head term are over. Now we have to write content that is comprehensive, content that touches every single area that your competitors, that pages that are ranking top 10 touch. So I'm 200% sure that if the author included those terms that are used 0 times and competitors are using them, if they were included in the article and then the article got reindexed, then it would skyrocket in the search results. With that strong domain and with optimized content, that's something that is sure. If you have strong domain, if you have optimized content, you have a success. So like you can see here, you can not rank well with the strongest domain or one of the strongest domain, but not writing the most comprehensive content, right? So that's pretty big thing. I got some notes next to me, so let me check what's next, and let's do the analysis of HubSpot article about growth. Oh guys, I did a typo in here, so I have to look for this keyword. Okay, let's analyze the growth hacking and the HubSpot page. Okay, we have HubSpot at 6. We got QuickSprout, Neil Patel, Wikipedia, they are to go. So I will exclude all the pages and include just pages that are ahead of me. So Neil, QuickSprout, OptiMonster, and Digital Marketing Institute. And let's take a look at the exact keywords first. Oops. You see, QuickSprout, they are smashing it. They are smashing with amount of exact keywords. So well, we will see in a moment how the HubSpot is optimized. Let me include them maybe. You see, one of the lowest values. Let's take a look at the density, and that's something really interesting, because QuickSprout had the highest use of growth hacking, but the lowest or almost the lowest density, and that means there is something with the length in here. So we have 2 articles, QuickSprout and Neil, that are really long, 2 short ones, and HubSpot that is almost that long. So in this case, when we have mixed results, I will compare the HubSpot only to QuickSprout and Neil Patel. And now the density will make a bit more sense. You see, QuickSprout is smashing. It has the highest density of the longest articles. So use of exact keyword is really strongly correlated with the higher rankings in here. So we can do an audit now of the HubSpot to see if they are contextually if they are feeding all the needs of the users. But you see it already that in here exact keyword will do the job. Even if they are a bit shorter, that's not a big deal. The big deal is not being top optimized for the exact keyword in here. That's the quickest of the quickest wins you can have. Like under optimized exact keyword on a strong domain which is already ranking really high. It's a task for 15 minutes to include growth hacking here and there to increase the density. That's for sure the way to overtake at least 2 short articles that were on a position 3 and 4. Let's take a look at the missing terms again. I know that it may be like I may be repeating myself, but just take a look. Customer acquisition, conversion rate, new customers, marketing growth, those are really crucial keywords. We have also some NLP entities, even the entities that are the names. So Dave McClure, it's missing and is mentioned by quite a lot of competitors out there. Let's look for another names, like okay, this strategy for pirate funnel, it's missing completely. Growth hacking as a process is also missing. So again, about the conversion, about growth hacker mindset, we have the Ryan Holiday, we have Andrew Chen, we have Morgan Brown. I'm guessing that they are growth hackers. Let's take a look at the examples. Yeah, growth hackers like Sean Ellis, Morgan Brown. So as you can see, HubSpot is not bringing those authorities in the growth hacking industry that are quoted on other pages to the article, and that makes it less credible, in my opinion, maybe in Google's eyes opinion as well, since those names are NLP entities and they are most meaningful to the content, right? So things like lifetime value, like analytics, like case studies, like project managers, growth teams, and so on. That's really a huge lack of contextually relevant words. So we are missing a lot of exacts. We are missing a lot of variations, like growth hacker as a person. It's also almost not used, like 3 times. Growth hacker is used only 3 times, while it could be used even 50 times, comparing to Neil and comparing to the Quick Sprout. So the article is really under optimized on one of the strongest domains. Let's take a look how HubSpot look with the Neil and Quick Sprout domains. I guess that they are the strongest. They are marketing really niche relevant keyword to them, and again, putting efforts in content marketing on your own domain can be burned if you don't do the proper on-page analysis, if you are missing those semantically relevant words and phrases. So if you put 20 hours into preparing an article, put additional 2 hours into optimizing it to get the best results. Even if you are big brand, put some weight on this, because if you don't do it, you are missing out. You are missing out a lot. So yeah, the summary for this would be that having a strong domain is super powerful asset in doing SEO, in doing content marketing, and wasting its potential with not optimizing the content and relying on the different channels like social media, like mailing and so on, is really a huge mistake, and it just costs money because the users are not coming as frequently as they could. So if you are guest posting, optimize. If you are posting on your own domain, optimize, and that will be best allocation of the resources you can do, since you already spent 10, 20, 30 hours on the article. Okay, we are done with roasting those. I will just quickly check the chat if there are any questions. Okay, some e-commerce SEO. So I will cover it in the Q&A. Guide on May update. Okay, guys. How to recover? I don't know, but let's take a look at what I found. So, May 4th core update analysis. Data input, what I had. So I had keywords analyzed by surfers on April 22, and then I recrawled the same keywords on May 11th. And what I found, guys, authority is a huge factor in the May 4th update. So on the left side you see the April values, they are like 100%, and if we compare the May, then there is 14% more overall traffic of the domains ranking and 35% more backlinks on average for the domains that are present in the top 10 now. So in general, big pages with higher traffic and much higher backlinks count kicked smaller pages from the top 10. That's the first insight. But to understand it better, I split those into 3 segments: the losers, winners, and survivors. So it tells us that the winners storming here. Okay, I see that the reconnection was successful. Sorry guys for that. There was a storm and probably they cut off some internet connection. I moved to mobile, so we are all good, so please let me know if you can hear me, but if you cannot, then I will proceed anyway. So I will move to presentation again. Okay guys, so the thing is that the authority factor didn't kick in everywhere. So not all the keywords were affected with leverage authority factor. Only 55% keywords that I analyzed, there were 1,000 of the keywords, only 55% of those keywords were affected by the leverage authority. And what that means? It means basically that in 45% cases, small pages kicked from the top 10 kicked out big pages. So it's not all, it isn't all about big pages winning the SERPs. Almost half of the pages had exactly the opposite results. So if we compare them, if we compare the charts for the authority win and niche sites winning, we see again huge disproportion between winners and losers. On the left hand side you see where the authority wins, and they were even 6 times stronger, while in the niche site one they were 4 to 5 times smaller than the losers. And that means that really there is an opposite trend in almost half of the keywords affected with the algorithm. So it is not about the authority that is leveraged. There is just a group of keywords that was affected with authority factor, but the other group was not affected, or rather the trend is the opposite. Let's move on. In the authority one, exact keyword density was lower than the losers, but when the niche sites won, the exact keyword density was higher. So we see a trend when the authority win, they are less optimized, they are less focused on the keyword. But when the niche sites win, they are more focused on the keywords. And cool thing to point out is that survivors in both cases had lower density. They used keywords a less amount of times, and that means they were they were probably longer or not spammy. So that's pretty important. When the niche site win, they target precisely the keyword, but when the authority win, they don't have to target that keyword that precisely. And when it comes to partials, it's exactly the same situation. So if niche win, they use more keywords. If authority win, they use less keywords. The same in title. You see again, authority don't have to put that much effort into optimizing the article. So how to survive? Well, it depends on your keyword really, and we will get into it when I move to this chart. And this chart shows impact on specific categories with the authority. And what surprised me a lot is that the health, family, beauty, law, and food niches, they showed more examples of small sites winning than big sites. So we can recall the previous algorithms that put a lot of efforts in credibility, in authority of the domains, and Google put them into the top, and now they are kind of reverting it, since more and more small pages win in health, beauty, law. So they are your money, your law, your money, your life niches. So for me, it's kind of a revert. Maybe they push too much on the authority in those niches, but when we take a look at the right hand side of the chart, we'll see niches that were really affected with the authority factor. And in vehicles, real estate, travel, finance, hobby, computer art, there was massive hit on those keywords, and high authority pages kicked the smaller sites from the SERPs, from the top 10. And that means that Google is trying to, well, I think that they are trying to include the authority factor in more and more niches, but they are retreating a bit from the health, beauty, law, business, as they probably leveraged the authority too much in the previous updates. That's what I think about it. And well, that's the last slide I have, or yeah, there's another one with the summary. So more niches depend on authority now. Your money, your life niches pulled back. 30% more affiliate keywords in authority leveraged group, and that means that doing affiliate will be a bit harder with small niche sites, and there is more diversity in SERPs as mixed results appear more frequently in the SERPs. So the variance of for example, domain authority is bigger. So we had more homogeneous SERPs, and now we have more mixed results, like big, small, big, small, big, small in the top 10. So I hope that it will help you a bit to understand what's going on and why some categories of keywords are affected differently than the others. So you just have to determine in which category you are, if smaller or bigger sites won your SERP, and based on that, follow those competitors who appeared in the top 10 and optimize your content based on those pages that won, because they probably suits the algorithm the best, that they were rewarded, so they are good candidates to spy on. That's my advice on the update. And now it's time for the Q&A and maybe your pages analysis, so feel free to ask questions. I have one question already there. Let me bring it up. So imagine the situation that you have an e-commerce with 100 products. 50 has a good content and 50 has no content at all. Can thin content have a negative impact on well-written SEO well-written products? Well, I think so, because the overall score of the domain will be lower because it has a lot of low quality pages. So I would rather hide those not optimized or like I would hide those thin pages first, then prepare the properly optimized content for them, and then bring them back to the shop to not trigger Google with the thin content, so it's not lowering your overall score. That would be my solution for this. Are the users able to read 2K words long article? Well, it depends on their intent. So generally speaking, Google determines, or maybe not Google determines, but Google reads based on behavioral signals and so on. They can predict user intent on a keyword. So if there's a keyword like to research something, to guide on email marketing and so on, it may be important to have a really long article, because people won't look for the information on the other pages. So it may be crucial to provide the most comprehensive guide, so the user is satisfied and is not looking for information anywhere else. So I think they are able to read, and well, they want it. If there are pages with really long form content, they are there because of the users. Google tries to provide the best article for the user. So if they think that 2K long or 10K long article is the right one, I would follow that pattern, since it's yeah, they have so many tools and data to measure that, then I wouldn't argue with that. Okay, another question. Should I be putting NLP for the content editor to create new content, or should I be tuning on NLP for SERP to save credit? Well, you can even use content editor for existing content by pasting your article into there to use it in a bit more convenient way to track the progress of the optimization. So what I would advise you is to run a SERP analyzer first without the NLP, do some basic analysis to see if the keyword really worth exploring, and if you decide that you have a chance to rank for it, and if you decide that it's really a good idea to put efforts in it, then I would create the content editor with the NLP credit turned on and optimize it. That's it. Yeah, so well, I can bring your credit back, so you know what to do with further analysis, but yeah. Okay, the dual sports tires topic now. So it depends if you can rank for both keywords with one article, right? Because the tires, like, it's all about the search results and what they rank for, basically. So you can run a SERP analyzer and check the keywords tab to see what kind of keywords are there and what's the overlapping pages count. If the overlapping pages count is high, you can assume that you can rank for both with the same URL. But if you won't find the best dual sport tires similar to the dual sports bikes, then you should write two separate articles. So yeah, that's what I would do. So just check if you can rank both with one article, and if you can, then optimize for the stronger keyword, and that's it, basically. Okay, a gaming world. If I'm starting a new website which websites I will compare. Should I go to the top ranking website? Yes, go for the top ranking websites, but exclude pages that are out of your reach. Well, if Amazon appear there, if eBay appear there, exclude them. And besides those really high authority pages, you can include as many as you can, but keep in mind that those pages that you include, they should have the same user intent, and they should be the same type of content as you provide. So that would be it for the new page. Micro niche websites with only 3 or 4 pages. My sites were ranking on first before the update, and now I'm on 7. Okay, so you definitely got hit with the leverage authority. So you are in the group of keywords that big pages kicked small pages. So what you should do now is to optimize your content only based on the small pages that are left in the top 10. That's the way to go. Okay, so Ineza, yes, you are right in here. So or no, actually not. Those NLP come from, in both cases, either you do a SERP analyzer or the content editor. They both come from the same source, which is top 10 ranking pages that we push through the Google NLP API. But the difference may come from the content length that is adjustable in the content editor. So I would check if there are exactly the same competitors in the content editor and the audit. And yeah, if that doesn't help, then we can look into it, but I'm pretty sure that there shouldn't be any differences between the audit and the content editor from math perspective, because we calculate them in the same way. Okay, Good Stuff Corporation. I'm asking if it's worth to create dual sports bikes and push it high to get. Yes. This keyword is contextually relevant. It's niche relevant, so it will help definitely to rank for related topic, which is dual sports bikes. So you can even create a set of guest posts. That's the ideal scenario if you are paying for some opportunities to write like a series of articles on a domain, internally link them, and then from the strongest one link to your money page. So you can build the tires, the handbars, like the frames, whatever is relevant to the dual sports bikes. You can build a set of articles covering different parts of the bikes and internally link them with each other, and then link to your page. Okay, I think we have time for 1 or 2 more questions. So I'm not sure, Ineza, if I understand your question correctly. Well, you shouldn't compare yourself to sites below the top 10 in general. If you cannot find pages to compare in the top 10, then it's not a keyword for you. That's my advice here. Okay, Bartłomiej, let it settle. Let it settle, because it may be a thing about different data center. So you were indexed in one, but not indexed in the other, and that can cause it can be a regular Google dance. So you got indexed, you got good position, then you were kicked, and I'm pretty sure you'll be back in a few days, or even maybe today, tomorrow. I would wait a week or two and see what happens. Or maybe your article wasn't, it could be top optimized but not bringing value to the users, but being on the third and second page of Google, well, there's not a lot of traffic in there. So I would be patient and wait a bit more. Probably it will restore by itself. Okay, movement and sports medicine center. So every time you create the SERP analyzer or the content editor, we use 1 credit for it. So it doesn't matter. If you create a SERP analyzer for a keyword and then you'll create a content editor for the same keyword, it will be 2 credits, because every time we push the results again to Google NLP API, and that's because of the fluctuations. So one day there may be some different results than the other day. So that's why every time you run the analysis, we do the full process of analysis in real time. So yeah, the data is always fresh. Yeah, it may take a bit more time than a few days to settle down. Okay, guys, it's almost 6 p.m. here, so the last question, and I will be finishing the stream. So in the meantime, don't forget to leave a like, share and subscribe to the channel. The roast series will be continued, so you can expect more live analysis. I think we will get back to roasting your sites, because I think that was the most engaging. So yeah, you can expect another webinar in a month from now, and I cannot see any more questions, so thanks for your attention, and yeah, that was a great hour. So yeah, have a great rest of your day, and see you on the next roast webinar. Bye.